Hey y'all, it's Betsy from Cuttin Corners Vinyl in Nederland, Texas, and today we're going to go over how not to lose your mind when owning a business. Now, number one, this one is very key in my life, is organization is key. You need to have a system in place to keep track of records, of jobs in and out, receipts, all those types of things. So organization is key, whether it even be for your supplies or anything like that. An organized life is a happy life. I say that and my desk is a mess. But whenever it's clean, it makes me happy. Number two, if you make items or provide services, keep track of your job details. Such as we have a dry erase board for our job list, and it says what date the job came in, the due date, so when it needs to go back to the customer's name, the project type. So because we do several different types of things here, screen printing, signs, vinyl projects, those things, we keep track of what type of project it is, the quantity, art approval, because whenever we do design work, we have to send it back and forth to make sure everything is approved. That's another thing, get everything in writing. And materials or supplies. So you can keep track of if you need to order shirts or vinyl or screen print ink. That way you know if you've got it and what you need to order. Lists are important. That goes back to the organization. I have lists everywhere of everything that needs to be ordered or what videos need to go out, that type of thing. But keep track. Number three is to know when to ask for help. You're gonna have things that you are better at than someone else, but there are gonna be things that other people are better at than you. Like for our business, we have an accountant that goes and does our taxes. We can keep track and are very good about keeping track of our daily records, but because I'm not an accountant, they understand the tax codes and how to put in all of our information for when you go to do taxes. We pay someone to take care of that because that is not something I feel comfortable with doing myself. So again, knowing when to ask for help. Like when we got our trademark for our business, we hired an attorney to do it. Those are not papers that I am comfortable filing. Again, ask for help. If you can't do it, someone can help you do it. That is the best way to run your business, is to know when to ask for help. Number four, keep records for expenses no matter how small. Whether it is you needed to use petty cash to go buy a box of envelopes, you need to keep track of all of your expenses. Those all help at the end of the year whenever you go to file your taxes. And it's great to have copies of everything in case you get audited. So far, knock on wood, we haven't been audited because that does not seem like a fun process, but you need to have good records just in case. Number five, this is another very important one, is to know when to say no. If a project is going to put you in a bind, or if it is going to either, I'm trying to think of the best way to say this, if it's something that you are not comfortable doing, like if someone comes to you and you've never done a canvas project before and they need 50 canvases done in a week for a wedding and you haven't done it, unless you feel comfortable doing it, I would probably say no to that job because you're going to stress yourself out and make mistakes, and it is not a good time to make mistakes whenever you are under pressure. So again, know when to say no. Number six, make a goal list of how you want your business to grow or your expectations from your business. Motivation is key, and knowing, having a 5-year plan, a 10-year plan, a 1-year plan is very, very important. So that way you can say, okay, I think for myself personally, we are wanting to get another Hotronix air fusion, or just another Hotronix heat press. So that is a goal. So we need to know how long it'll take to have the money, those types of things. That's not a big expense, but there are other things that are big expenses, like if we decide we want to build a warehouse somewhere, which eventually that is where we're wanting to go. So setting goals and knowing how long it takes to obtain them is always good, and knowing what you're expecting out of your business. Those are also very, very key. Number 7, prioritize needs over wants. Now, what I mean by this is, again, we'll talk about the heat press. We want a new heat press. We do not need a new heat press. We have 3 in this office that will all do shirts, and they all do shirts just fine. We want a new heat press just because they're pretty, and I want the same brand that I use in my big videos in a more compact, something easier to travel with, because we live in a hurricane area, and if I have to evacuate, I want to have a heat press that can come with me. Again, so that is a want over a need. Now, what I mean by a need is like with a computer. If my computer decides to go down today, which I've had happen, I had that happen, that's why I bought a new one. I had to prioritize that was the next big expense that I was going to pay for the business, because I have to have that to do a job. See what I'm saying? That's how you kind of think about prioritizing. Like if you want a new desk chair, but you have a desk chair that works fine, that desk chair needs to come after getting the supplies you need to complete a job. Number 8, this one I think is extremely important, is to keep learning. Now, if you're watching my videos for training on how to learn to do shirts, great for you. But for myself personally, like, I want to learn more about social media marketing. So those are the types of things that I have been watching videos on, looking for books, looking for seminars and things like that, because certain things are great to me, like algorithms and learning what your customer base. I'm like, whew, over my head. So looking for help and also to keep learning. That is the best way to grow your business. There's always going to be new technologies, so keep learning. Number 9, this is another important one. Well, I think they're all important, is if you have a family, make sure to keep them in the loop. Know what you can and cannot do. If you have a business, and especially say you're running a business out of your house, and you're a member of the PTA, you got to learn to say no to certain things because you need to be there for your kids. Or you may need to talk to your husband and be like, look, this is one thing that I did with my husband. I have always brought the kids to school and picked them up every single day, even with owning a business. And now my husband's job, he has to be at work at 8. I don't have to be up here till 10, and I typically stay up late and answer questions or do research and things like that, because I have to do a lot of things after hours when we're closed. So I was like, look, why don't you start taking the kids to school? So we made a plan and made it work. But you have to learn how to communicate with others around you. Number 10, breathe. Meditate, work out, take time for yourself. You are not going to perform at 100% if you are foggy, not clear, just completely frazzled. And it can happen. No matter what type of business you're in, your nerves can get shot and you can feel like, oh my goodness, what am I doing? How am I doing this? So remember to stop, take a deep breath, and realize everything's going to be okay. Now, I hope this video was very helpful for you, and hopefully it was easy to understand. Sometimes I know I can be a fast talker, and trying to make things come across to y'all, sometimes I'm not sure if I make it clear. Hopefully I do. But these are the things that I have learned, and this is what helps keep me sane. So again, if you like this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button right down below. And if you hit the notification bell icon next to it, that will notify you when I post new videos, which is every single weekday, Monday through Friday. Don't forget to check me out on all my social medias, Facebook, Snapchat, Twitter, and Instagram, as well as my second channel, which is Betsy XOXO, which is where I do all things makeup, all things Disney, my keto, CrossFit updates. But comment down below as well if there are things that you do to help keep you sane when running your business. But I guess that's it, so we'll see y'all on the next one. Bye.